Welcome to the Childcare Genius podcast, proud to be the world's #1 community for brilliant childcare leaders. Each episode will feature interviews with the brightest minds in the childcare industry to guide you into becoming a smarter business leader. Our hosts have opened 10 schools while raising 5 children. They are certified business coaches and are the top-selling childcare business book authors of all time. This episode is sponsored by Elif Childcare Insurance. Give Blake a call at 972-232-2258 to get a free quote on childcare business insurance today. Let's welcome to the Childcare Genius podcast our hosts, Brian and Carol Dupre.
Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to the Childcare Genius podcast. My name is Sindye Alexander. I work with Brian and Carol, and I am stepping in for them to host this episode of the Childcare Genius podcast, which is episode 76, with our amazing guest, Elissa Woodle, who is one of the coaches on our team. Brian and Carol are off living their best life, and they have a trip to the Caribbean planned right now. So us ladies here on the Childcare Genius team are stepping in and just carrying the podcast forward. So we are so excited to have Elissa here to have, just a really great conversation about what's going on in her life and in the industry right now. Elissa is from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and she currently owns 2 schools with some expansion plans. So, Elissa, can you start us off just telling us a little bit more about your childcare program and how you got into the business and where you are right now?
Absolutely. I'll be happy to share with you. So I own 2 schools in Myrtle Beach, and I'm currently expanding my 2nd location, and have plans to break ground either late fall of the year or the beginning of next year on my 3rd location. I enjoy the industry I'm in, and I feel like I bring a lot to my community, which is that's to me is worth more than a paycheck, is seeing the change in these children grow. And when they get to the public school system, they're thriving.
Yeah, I agree with you there. In fact, I just did a webinar this week, and we all have these great grandiose ideas for getting into the business, and usually it revolves around making a difference. And I think that is really special in this industry, actually, because we are all kind of bonded together because we get into this business because we want to care for people, care for children, care for families, and make a difference in their lives. So I think that is just so telling about the type of person that you are, and that that commonality I think that we all share. So I love that.
It is it's a very rewarding industry.
It is. So recently we did have a conference in Jamaica. It was called the Leverage Childcare Genius Conference, and you joined us there. You were both an audience member and a speaker, so that was really, really cool. Can you share your experience about that conference as just purely an audience member, taking in what you've learned from the other speakers there?
I would have to say I thoroughly enjoyed being present. And what I enjoyed was the ability for the coaches to sit amongst the people. They weren't sitting on a different level, because we're all walking the walk and talking the talk just like everybody else is every day. We have the wins, we have the goals, and we have struggles too. But we weren't standing behind a curtain or outside of a door. We were there helping you learn and all growing together. We were your biggest cheerleaders.
Yes, I totally agree. Now, you did share some pretty groundbreaking and outside the box thinking in your presentation, all about onboarding and apprenticeship and mentorship programs. I would love it if you could give our listeners today just a little bit of a sneak peek of what you shared there, because you were blowing the minds of the audience members when you were sharing.
So I've always been a person that if I ever had something of a goal that I wanted to create and accomplish, I would do my best to look all the way around it to see how I could make it better. So I introduced and shared with everybody in Jamaica my apprenticeship program that I have in my schools and the federal funds that come along with that. It has been a change for my business, and I am sharing it with everybody that I can, because if it's a change for me, it will be a change for them too.
Yeah, and I mean, I would really encourage anybody, if you want to know how you can get some federal funds to help you not only train your team, but help them get educational qualifications, and also have the government give you, you know, some payment for basically collaborating with them and helping them to train up the next workforce. You really need to reach out to us here at Child Care Genius, because Elissa has the secret sauce, and she's done it. She's done it successfully, and is helping some of our university students set up the same type of a program. So that is really, really cool. So Brian, you've been working with Brian as he started out as your coach, you know, with another coaching group that we were all a part of. And, you know, Brian has been with you for a while. Can you tell us a little bit about your experience working with Brian as a coach, and then how you came to be a part of the Child Care Genius team?
Guys, Brian Dupre is amazing. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Let me say that. He is a wealth of knowledge. He will help take your business from one place to another. If you are not getting on in this university, there's no other place like this. I've been in other, you know, groups, academies, these types of things. But this is different, and there's nothing else out there like it. When Brian offered me a position, I had to take a week to think about it. And I said, Elissa, what in the world is wrong with you? How could you not? This man has brought you where you are today. That's why I'm here.
Wow. And when you say this man brought you where you are today, can you give an example or two of something that he helped you with while he was your coach versus your boss?
He helped me see things in a different way that I never seen before.
Okay. It is great to have that perspective, and that came through the one-on-one coaching. Yeah,
absolutely.
Okay, awesome sauce. So you have had the unique opportunity to work with several of our clients, whether it's, you know, meeting them at the conference or they're your one-on-one coaching clients. What are you seeing as one of the biggest areas that childcare owners are struggling with right now?
The biggest thing that I'm seeing is I feel like we're still in the back end of understanding what the new norm is now that we have transitioned out of COVID. We have the new workforce coming in and how to address them, because we always have to shift our business and our mindset to accommodate the needs of everyone. It is an industry that's going to be positive moving forward. We just, as owners, need to learn how to pivot. And when I say that, some of the things that I look at with my onboarding, and I'm very big on onboarding, I believe that more training is better than no training. But that's coming from the teacher in me and being in a special needs classroom. So one of the things that we're looking at right now is, let's question ourselves. Where did all these kids come from? Think back. They lived on a tablet. They lived on a cell phone. They can run a cell phone better than you and I are a tablet. So what do we do to meet their needs? We meet their needs where they are. So we are looking at doing an onboarding through VR onboarding training. So I have a company going to be coming into my school, video recording my school, so that it is in a comfortable environment that they recognize. And we're going to be, as part of our observations and our training, we're going to teach them how to do circle times through VR. They've been on a tablet all their life. They've been on a cell phone all their life and on a computer. That's what they know. So we need to pivot and we need to move to reach their learning style.
Wow, that is bold. That is definitely cutting edge to bring virtual reality into your onboarding and training program. I know a lot of us are feeling like we're just finally catching up by adding videos to our onboarding and training program, and this really just takes it and brings it to the latest generation. And I know me as a grandma, one of my friends and actually my grandsons just got VR, and they're like having, me try this out, and I get dizzy and disoriented, but I'm sure your training program in your school is going to be a lot less crazy than these video games, but still very effective in the
Yes.
way that this generation is learning and is interacting right now. What else have you discovered that will help you reach these newer generations that are coming into the workforce?
They want to sit and collaborate more. We use a mentorship program, and we've had a mentorship program in our center for many years as part of our onboarding. They love that. And they're actually just about skipping down the hallway and asking, are we going to have our meeting today? I want to tell you what my win is, what my goal is, and what I learned. So they want to be heard. The more opportunities that you give them to be heard, the more opportunities that you're going to give them to grow, mindset shift, these types of things.
Love it. Love it. All right. Well, shifting further down my little question list here, we want to let our viewers know that we are hosting behind me another conference coming up in April. It's a Child Care Genius Live conference. And it's April 14th through the 16th. It's for owners and directors. We talked earlier about our Leverage conference, which is an owners only conference. But this one, we have separate tracks set up for directors and for owners. So you're all learning things that are pertinent to you. So we would love for you to go check that out. Just go to childcaregenius.com, click the drop down under conference and choose the live conference. There's all kinds of great info there for you. You can still save $100 on tickets through around the end of the month. And so check that out. But Elissa, you're going to be one of the featured speakers at this conference. Why would you tell another owner that they should attend and bring their team with them?
I am bringing my directors with me because I feel this conference is so life-changing and moving as far as the mindset goes. Every time I go into these conferences with you guys, I go home and have a lot to take. So if I feel like I'm going home and I'm have a lot to take, and me being one of the coaches, why would you not make yourself present in an environment that help you thrive and grow and multiply? It's just, it's mind-changing. You have to put yourself there. There's no choice.
And I talked about the fact that we're having separate tracks for owners and directors, and you mentioned, growth and multiplying. And that is really the thing. It's like in the owner's room, we are going to be talking about expansion, about scaling, about setting yourself up for a good sale if you want that, about financial diversification and tips and tricks of, things that you can do that are not even in the childcare industry, but that can help set you up better. So that is amazing. And then we have in the director room, it's leadership, it's accountability, it's working with your team, it's having those hard conversations, adjusting your mindset, going through the phone and tours, how to hold your team accountable. So like we have these tracks set up because we really want to make sure that we're meeting you and your team where you need it. So I personally, I'm super excited because I know all the planning that's going into it. So I invite you guys to check that out. I know we're doing a leadership day on the third day for directors, and you will probably have a slot in that room. What do you think that you have to bring or to offer the directors that are going to be in that room that day?
I'll be teaching on day 3 for expansion and all the things you can ever think of that may come with expanding to multiple sites.
Right, because you're opening your 3rd location. So there's that. You'll probably also have a slot in the leadership room because you're so good with the mentoring and the apprenticeship, but we'll get that all ironed out. Okay. So I want to thank everybody for joining us here today on the Child Care Genius podcast. This has been episode 76 with Elissa Woodle. Go check us out at childcaregenius.com. Subscribe, hit the subscribe button so you're never not notified when a new episode comes out. And we'll see you back here next week. Thank you so much for attending the podcast. All right. Bye, everybody.
Thank you for listening to the Childcare Genius podcast. If you enjoyed the show, please do us a favor and hit the subscribe button so you don't miss a future episode. Don't forget to visit our website at childcaregenius.com to see a list of services we offer to help grow your childcare business. Until next time, thank you for being a part of the Childcare Genius community.